Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 1128 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about business and personal calculators. I'm not talking about something in your hand or on your phone where you multiply and divide. I'm talking about things that will evaluate your business with all different parameters that you can type in so you can see, if I pay my mortgage off early, or if I get this loan at a certain percentage rate, what's my payment going to be, and a whole bunch of other ones that I'll tell you about a little later. All right, let's see. It's 11:27. I hope you didn't miss that episode. That was on Zoom Notes versus AI Companion. So these are things that you can use on Zoom to outline meeting notes and take notes and make notes on them and keep track of what you want to talk about. And all that's covered on episode 1127. Anytime you want to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. Make sure you pick up a copy of my automation ebook. It saved me literally millions and millions of keystrokes over the years by automating things. And a lot of them are free and cheap right in front of your face. Now, the latest version is 3.0, and the only difference in it is that I talk about short keys, which, as we estimated, actually over the years has saved me 10 million keystrokes. And it's now a browser extension instead of a program that you install. So there you go. All right, and check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and my school at imtcva.org, certified to operate by Chev. Okay, it's a really good idea to keep an eye on your finances. No, I was going to say no S, but I won't. I'll save profanity for later. All right. Yeah, it's a good idea to keep an eye on your finances, but sometimes it's hard to predict things, how things would go, and whether you should do something, whether you shouldn't. You know, let's say you were going to finance a car or lease it. I mean, which is better in the long run for your business and all that those kinds of things. They're hard to figure out on your own. So one way to do it is to experiment with online calculators. Now, I put a link in the show notes to a site. Of course, they want to help you and sell you, financial services, but they have a whole boatload of free calculators that you can write online, put in different parameters, and it'll kick out answers for you. I'm going to give you a list of them here later, but let me give you an example. So I put some figures in on a mortgage loan. And like I said, you can play and adjust the figures like the interest rate and the length of the mortgage, all those kinds of things. And in this particular case, I was interested in if I paid it off early, what would I save? And which I did on this retreat center years ago. All right, I saved, hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. But anyway, in this particular case, there was the way it was now was, or then when I was doing this, was 147 payments left. And so I said, well, what if I paid $500 extra per month? What would that do to my overall situation? And so it knocked off 47 payments, all right, which saved $78,000 in interest. Now, let's figure out, what kind of deal this was. I didn't actually save $78,000 because paying $500 extra a month was going to cost me $23,500 over time, at $500 a month. So technically, I saved $54,500 in interest by paying it off early. Now, there is a school of thought that, hey, if you just keep paying it off, you get the mortgage interest deductions and you're paying it off in inflated dollars. So yeah, all those have positives, but I don't like the debt, so I did an episode recently on smart debt and dumb debt. All right. So, but in general, it's nice to not have anything on your head. So that's just one example, and they have tons of calculators. So I'm just going to rattle off some of them, and each one I tell you has a bunch. It's like a major category, and then there's loads. When you click on the category, it's got loads of very specific calculators underneath that you can use for free all online. So one of the categories is a retirement calculator, or retirement calculators, because when you click on it, there's a whole bunch of very specific ones underneath. Say they have 401k calculators, car finance as opposed to leasing, that kind of thing, or just without leasing involved, how much you're going to pay over time, insurance calculators, investment calculators, personal loan versus commercial loan calculators, business loan, mortgage loans, savings calculators, tax calculators. I told you earlier, buy versus lease, working capital calculators. So these are things that there's like there's probably 100 of them there, but you just go in and pick the ones that may apply to you, and then click on it, and then you just fill in blanks, and you can play with it and change interest rates and change amounts and payoff dates. How long does it take to pay off? And if you pay off sooner, you have all these kinds of calculators to keep an eye on your business finances. I mean, they have personal finances too, so you can use those for that. But it also helps you predict things that what you should do, because like the thing with buying a car versus leasing a car, when you consider tax ramifications and depreciation and all these different factors, it helps you make the better decisions, put it that way. And in some cases, you might just decide, hey, it's really better for my business if I do it this way, but, oh man, I'd really love to have that fancy new truck. So, but at least you're making an informed decision rather than just guessing what it's going to mean to your business or your personal finances. Okay? So that's all I got to talk about here. It's like I said, go that link, and it's not the only place online. If you find another place that's got free calculators, let it go. Try it out. Now, I can't swear. Now, I didn't have to put my name or anything in there. So the chances that information is used against me somehow or violates my privacy seems pretty thin, because I didn't have to log in to use these calculators. So they don't know who I am. They might see my IP address, but that doesn't, and plus I was just playing with stuff. I don't know how that could hurt you that bad. So, but anyway, do check that out. If they make you log in and the terms of service say we're going to use this information and sell it and make 1 million pieces of spam showing up at your front door and your email and your text, and that's different. All right. But anyway, calculators can really help you make good decisions and also evaluate where you are and what you need to do to get out of the position you're in if you are in a bad position. See? All right, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Check out my mentor program, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and my school at imtcva.org. Certified to operate by SCHEV, the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia, but you don't have to be in Virginia because it's quality distance learning. All right, we'll catch you all in the next episode. See you later.